I know. I agree that that's what you mean, but I think that that's a problem when presidents do that.
Well, it can be a problem, but until they stop getting elected for doing it, I don't see what the solution is.
Well, yeah, I think there are like short-term scenarios where it helps, right? But I think it's also a big part of why he's double digits underwater in favorability right now.
These are also the people that says he was going to lose all three elections.
All
So,
three? No, no, no. Hold on. Show me the polls that says he was going to lose all three elections. That were consistent. In that I hear this a lot, but when I go into the polling, it was obvious to me that he could that it was going to be a close election, both in well, actually in all three elections.
oh
But
no, especially 2016 was
yeah,
ridiculous. 2020 was a little closer, but even
but the
then,
polls that we're looking
the
at
CNN
now,
polls were all saying like, nah,
the polls
it's
that we're looking
all.
at now are midterm
And then
elections,
even
right?
2024, it was Biden's game to lose until he had to drop out, and then when the
But hold on,
real
the
numbers
polls that we're
came
looking
in.
at now are about midterm because that's the next election that's coming up, right? Is the midterm?
Oh no, I was talking about the last three
Yeah,
presidential.
but what I'm saying is when those polls say what's going to happen or whatever, like I can show you the 2016 polls. They were pretty close. They were pretty darn close.
Not even a little bit. They said 10 days before the election, Hillary Clinton was going to win Wisconsin by 11 points, is what a
Well,
CNN
who's
poll
they? Who's
said.
they?
A CNN
Okay,
poll 10
that's the
days
problem.
before
That's your problem.
the election
Look at the
said he was going
polling
to win by
average.
11 points. That is just weaponized polling. That's just trying to disenfranchise and dispirit your political opposition. That's all that's trying to do.
Okay,
So,
so
polling
but what's his track record for
can be
midterms?
a political weapon. Like, do you
For
deny
midterms.
that polls can be used as a political weapon
Huh?
to try and disenfranchise and trying to disincentivize your political opposition from voting?
No,
Like
I'm saying no, no. I agree. Republicans do that all the time. I mean, I think in
oh,
particular,
but the
Rasmussen does
Democrats are
it.
clean as the wind-driven
No, no, no,
snow.
no,
Come on, man.
no. You're misunderstanding what I'm
But
saying.
no,
Okay,
when you front load it, like no, the
no,
Republicans do that all the time. You're front loading it to a
no,
bias to one
no,
side.
because when
Yeah, the
you're
Democrats
trying to
do it
say that it's
all the
happening
time,
only in one direction, and what I'm saying is no, Republicans do it all the
like
time.
predominantly in
Look
one
at
direction.
what I'm saying is the reason to look at polling averages is because Rasmussen is in the polling average, Trafalgar's in the polling average. All these conservative pollsters who are gaming the system
Like
in this
4
exactly the
or 5
same way you're talking about are in the
versus
polling
all
average.
liberal posters and all these liberal organizations. Like it's
That's my point. You're making my
way
point.
overwhelmed.
You just made my point. My
Not
point is
really.
that my point is that you've got pollsters on both sides trying to game the average. So
Way
when
more
you
lefty posters than right. Like you can. There's a handful of conservative posters versus the left-leaning posters, which is why they always seem to be looking good in the polls because they're willing to game it for their side more
no, but
because
you
you
said
give
no, no, no. Yeah,
results that
but
the people
then
who
so
pay
then
for
all
the
right. Then
poll want.
how do you explain 2022? How do you explain 2018? How do you explain 2020? Like the problem is it sometimes it swings in one
You
direction
give the
and
people who
sometimes it
pay
swings
for
in
the
another.
polls the results that they want. That's how I explain all three of them.
All right. So all right, then are you placing your bets for midterms?
Um, Actually, I've made my predictions on the midterms, and the Republicans are going to easily hold the Senate. That's not even a question. And the House, it's a coin toss, and anybody who says otherwise is probably lying to you.
Okay, I'll say this. We had this exact same, I think, conversation because we were live in 2022, weren't we?
Yep.
Uh,
And I was correct on the midterms.
uh,
Yeah.
I was more correct on the midterms. I predicted it almost exactly to the seat. Do you remember? That was a pretty good, darn good showing that I had on your show there.
No,
But
you did well, but no, I don't like
but I was
generally I don't
relying on
make
the polls
individual
that
seats.
you said wouldn't work, that wouldn't turn out. And this my point is, let's do it again because I think first of all, I was the first one on election day in 2024. I was the first one on I don't know. I was on three or four. I can't remember if you probably didn't do one.
Yeah, I did a
But
live stream on
oh,
2024.
okay, then
But
I did show. I was the first one of the liberals to get up and say Trump was going to win it, and it was because of the early returns in Georgia.
Now, what I will say
And everybody
is
laughed at me because they were like, "It's just what, 2 districts in Georgia, and you're going to
they were
call the
still
whole
huffing
election?"
the copium.
Huh?
Like they were still huffing the copium at that hour. Like I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
remember, I
Not me.
remember, I watched a reaction stream of Destiny and Pisco
Yeah,
where
yeah,
even to
yeah,
the last second when Pennsylvania comes and Destiny's like, I don't give a shit. They're still like yeah, and he was
yeah.
like,